Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Emily Carter, and today we're going to dive into something that, honestly, comes up all the time in my classes: adverbs of frequency. So, what are these little words? Well, they're words like always, usually, sometimes, rarely, and never. You know, the ones we use to talk about how often we do stuff, like, I always drink coffee in the morning, or I never go jogging at 6 a.m. I mean, who does, right? These adverbs are super important because they help us describe our daily routines and habits. Without them, it's kind of hard to know if someone does something every day, once in a while, or, like, almost never. And, okay, let me tell you a quick story. When I first started teaching in Spain, I totally mixed up always and usually. I told my students, I always eat paella on Sundays, but I meant usually. So, the next week, they all brought me paella, thinking it was like my sacred Sunday tradition. I mean, I love paella, but not every single Sunday. It was pretty funny, and, yeah, a little embarrassing. But, hey, that's how you learn, right? So, let's talk about where these adverbs actually go in a sentence, because, honestly, this is where a lot of people trip up. The basic rule is, you put the adverb before the main verb, like, I usually wake up at 7. But if you're using the verb to be, the adverb comes after. So, she is always late, not she always is late. I know English is weird sometimes. And then, in negative sentences, you still keep the adverb before the main verb. For example, I don't usually eat breakfast. But here's a mistake I see all the time. People put the adverb at the very beginning or end of the sentence, like, usually I eat breakfast, or I eat breakfast usually. I mean, sometimes that's okay for emphasis, but most of the time it just sounds off. Actually, let me share a real example from one of my students. She wrote, I go to the gym never. And, I mean, I get what she meant, but the correct way is I never go to the gym. We laughed about it and she said, well, it's true, I really never go. So, just remember, adverbs of frequency usually go right before the main verb, unless you're using to be. All right, let's make this real. How do we use these adverbs when talking about our routines? Think about your morning. You might say, I always brush my teeth before breakfast, or I sometimes check my phone before getting out of bed. Or, if you're like my friend Alex never skips breakfast. Seriously, I don't think I've ever seen him miss a meal. Using these adverbs makes your meaning so much clearer. Like if you just say, I eat breakfast, I have no idea if that's every day or just once a month. But if you say, I usually eat breakfast, now I get it. It's a regular thing, but not set in stone. And honestly, my own routine changed a lot when I started teaching. I used to say, I always go for a run in the morning, but now it's more like, I usually go for a run, or, let's be real, I sometimes go for a run. Life happens, right? So, these adverbs help us be honest about our habits. All right, that's all for today. Thanks for hanging out with me and geeking out over grammar. Next time, we'll dig into more ways to make your English sound natural and, actually useful. See you soon.